The birth of blessing packets. The tiny blessing packets associated with our ashram are unique in themselves in many and varied ways. They have traveled all over the world, may it be by road, steamships, naval vessels, or on ordinary yet adventurous country raft, and aircrafts like helicopters, supersonics, airbuses, gliders, balloons, or even by MiGs, by trains, by cars, by buses, by bullock carts. But most of all, they have traveled on bicycles, placed with love and reverence in the pockets of devotees. They travel very often close to the hearts of people. If the small blessing packet is seen in whichever corner of the world it is at once connected with the mother of the Sri Aurobindo Ashram Pondicherry. There is nothing of the kind anywhere else associated with any spiritual group or temple. If there is a blessing wrapped in a small 4 centimeters by 3 centimeters envelope made of decorated paper with the seal of a symbol, sure enough, it has come from the Sri Aurobindo Ashram. They are not only unique in their appearance, they have thousands and millions of stories to tell, each one unique in its own way. This one was told by the mother. Once a man was traveling by bus. It was in Goa during the struggle for freedom from the Portuguese rule. Often there were mobs on the way, stopping the vehicles, looting, stoning, even killing the passengers. This man was leaving Goa, and on the way the bus was stopped. There was utter chaos and confusion and crying and shrieking. He was very scared, but at some moment he remembered about the blessing packet in his pocket. He clutched at it and called for help. There is no need to say anything more. As experienced by many, the help was there. It is a matter of faith, the mother had said once. The tiny packet had a very simple and humble birth. Our Champaklal ji has this to say. Early in the beginning, the mother used to give a rose to sadhaks who went to her for pranam. Then she started giving rose petals. Some peoples were very careful. They received the petals with both hands and put them in their handkerchief or pocket. Their feelings and reverence could be seen in their action. They were so consciously careful that even if a tiny petal fell down, their unhappiness could be seen on their face. They would delicately lift the drop petal, touch it to their eyes and forehead before placing it in the handkerchief. It was seen steeped in bhakti. While, alas, some others were careless and were in a hurry. They seemed as if snatching the petals or a rose from her hands. They would quickly push them in their pocket, dropping a few petals on their way out. A few would turn back to pick up the petals. They would receive a lovely smile from the mother. Some did not bother, but often lucky ones were called back by the mother. She would sweetly point at the petals on the ground. When Champaklal saw all this, as he was always near her, when people went to her for pranam, he started making little packets for the petals. The very first ones were made by an old sadhak, Charudat. He used to come to the mother with lots of reverence and devotion, but could not manage the loose petals, so the tiny envelopes were especially made by him. Thus was born the blessing packets made in simple butter paper. Then Birendra, another sadhak, offered to make these envelopes with symbols embossed on the flap. When the marbling of paper started in the ashram, this paper made its way to the making of the second decorative envelope for the butter paper bag holding the rose petals. Then came the work of drying the rose petals and pressing them flat. Lots of senior sadhaks are now busy making these blessing packets. With the practice of using decorative covers becoming common, fancy paper from all over the world started arriving in sweet competition, asking to be used for the purpose. and what a variety of beautiful paper poured in. There was a sober rice paper, bright shining foil, satin finished smooth paper, and silk thread embroidered handmade paper. Sometimes they were printed or else they were plain. They were fanciful, they were aristocratic, they were quietly simple, they were brilliantly decorative. The outer cover was made according to the liking of the person who made them. Later on, yet another Sadak thought of putting small photos on the packets. Thus started the series of blessing packets with the mother's and Sri Aurobindo's photo fixed on the envelopes. But the best were the plain butter paper packets. The mother sometimes wrote blessings and the name of the person to whom she was giving it. These simple ones are really the rarest, as just a few fortunate persons have them. At times, the mother, as she gave them as her blessings, gave these packets special meanings. When she chose a packet for a particular person, she took her own unhurried time to choose a packet from the various bundles she kept nearby. This blue one is for the man who is not able to sleep. This one is for his worried wife. These 5 packets for the family, but be careful. This one is for the girl with a sweet soul. Don't mix it with others. These are just a few of her innumerable little messages that accompanied the blessing packets. Sometimes she would press the packets in your palm, making your whole body thrill with a touch. At other times, she would tenderly keep the packet in your hand and whisper, Mon petit. There are hundreds of stories regarding the ways in which the mother gave these blessing packets and how particular she was when she gave these packets. When the head of a department or a center wanted a number of packets for distribution, he would say, Mother, can I have some blessing packets? She would ask, How many? About 50. She would pick up a pile or two at random, feel them in her palms, and give them. Invariably, the number of packets would be precisely the requested number.